This is why your favorite albums are becoming extinct. The truth will shock you. If you're anything like me, you probably have a deep love and appreciation for great music albums. There's just something special about listening to an artist's vision come through in one cohesive, intentionally sequenced body of work from start to finish. Unfortunately, it seems like full-length albums just aren't as valued or as big of a deal these days compared to the past. In today's video, I want to dive deeper into why the traditional album format appears to be dying out in the music industry. One of the biggest driving forces behind the album's decline is the way we as consumers have changed the way we listen to music over the past couple of decades. With the rise of streaming platforms, online playlists, social media, and on-demand content, our attention spans have gotten drastically shorter. In fact, studies show that the average human attention span went from 12 seconds in the year 2000 all the way down to just 8 measly seconds by 2015. That's less than the notoriously unfocused goldfish. When you have that kind of diminishing ability to sustain deep focus and attention, it's only natural that the traditional album listening experience starts to fall by the wayside. Think about it. In the past, listening to an album from front to back was the standard. You put that CD or vinyl record on and immerse yourself in the artist's full creative vision and storytelling for 40, 50, 60 minutes or more. That's becoming increasingly rare these days. Instead, we've become conditioned to want that instant gratification, to pick and choose the individual songs we like best on a streaming service or those that get thrown onto a playlist, matching our mood or activity. This on-demand, a la carte way of consuming music has really disrupted the album model in a big way. From the artist and music industry perspective, they've had to adapt to these new realities of how we listen. Streaming services and platforms like Spotify, Apple Music and YouTube incentivize artists and labels to focus on creating smash hit singles that will get added to popular playlists and rack up millions upon millions of streams. In the past, an album's success was judged primarily on pure sales numbers. Nowadays, it's all about generating as many streams as possible from individual song releases and getting that premium playlist placement. This has caused a real shift in the pop music industry in particular towards a relentless fixation on just chasing what's hot right now. Effort gets put into crafting those earwormy hits that will go viral on TikTok. But there's less emphasis than ever on making great, cohesive albums that can stand as a whole artistic statement. Making matters worse, we've seen a disappointing string of high-profile album releases over the past few years that have been unable to capture public attention and really resonate on that deep emotional level like iconic albums used to. We're just not really getting those generational, boundary-pushing masterpieces that demand to be listened to from front to back like we regularly did in decades past. Part of that is simply because putting out a great album is monumentally difficult and expensive from a business perspective. It takes tons of time, creative energy, not to mention financial resources to craft something really special and cohesive in the album format. At a certain point, you have to weigh the opportunity cost of going all in voiceover. That said, I absolutely don't want to paint too dire of a picture here. Despite the challenges they face, albums are not on their deathbed, not by a long shot. There is a dedicated audience of music lovers who still appreciate a fully conceptualized album, a work of art that tells a story or conveys a message from start to finish. Moreover, there's always the potential for a countercultural renaissance of the album format. As streaming and singles continue to dominate, there's a growing subset of listeners who crave the depth and narrative that a well-crafted album can provide. They're looking for something more substantial, a musical journey, rather than a quick hit. And this could very well lead to a resurgence in the popularity of albums. And let's not forget the artists themselves. As long as there are gifted musicians with a clear creative vision and the drive to express it, albums will continue to be made. They may not be as common or as commercially successful as they once were, but they will never fully die out. Albums are a vital part of the music ecosystem, and there will always be a place for them. But what do you all think about this? Am I totally off base or downplaying the death of the album format? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts and perspectives on this, so let me know in the comments below. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.